Yeah. Okay. IP is getting rid of deprecated modals, but you thought deprecated modals were bad enough. Wait till you meet deprecated modal 2. Yeah. I diffed deprecated modal and deprecated modal 2, and it looks like there's significant difference between the two. So what's kind of
Yes.
our objective here?
So deprecated modal, by the way, I think was just like a simple bootstrap modal style, and it didn't, as far as I recall, maybe while GTK starts, we can look at them both, just to have some history. I think it's, yeah, if it basically is just the modal syntax without any of the, hey, show this thing, not show this thing, jQuery kind of
Got it.
thing.
Yeah.
So this would be a thing that you probably just use with VIF, right? While the other one is a wrapper around, maybe you could also with VIF and data toggle modal, probably, yeah. While the other was, trying to, hey, you already have, yeah, you have events, right?
Oh,
Listening
beautiful.
to the jQuery events. So yeah, the one is a little bit less jQuery-y and the other is, but I mean, it shouldn't really matter because we're just going to get rid of it.
Okay, but they're still both bootstrap modals. So,
yes, both bootstrap modals and
interesting.
Let's not take this project because this project was broken.
You need to have a project that has a group.
Yes, because milestones.
Yeah, I also just
So
saw that.
go through groups.
Yes, groups, video groups. Frequently visited is always empty for me. It's the most useless feature for me.
It reads it from local storage, I think.
And it breaks really nicely on GDK because
if you like,
it also breaks just for me on .com because I clear my local storage every time, right? So also frequent emojis is like I don't use emojis at all, like every working day. So milestones, where do we have those? Actually in the UI, under issues. That makes sense. Okay, new milestone, and we call the milestone promotable.
Was that gray border something real or I saw wrong?
Wow, we have like detailed pages for milestones, learning more and more. Yeah, it's a real gray border.
It's cool. See. Yeah, it's like a
UI pattern that we don't have anywhere. Okay, anyhow.
So where do we promote this?
It seems a little fake. I agree.
Nico. Promote. There we have promote.
Click it. Whoa! And this looks like a regular modal.
Yeah, so I think, and the action is a bit weird though. Like, yeah, it's why is this yellow?
I don't know.
Maybe because this action cannot be reversed. Okay, promote modal. So we saw the modal. We saw the modal, we saw where it's used, it's mounted in something, and we have a button here, right? So, and this is the interesting thing, because the button, okay, so if it's a project milestone, yeah, and you're in a group, yeah, makes sense. So we have a JS promote, why is this called JS promote project milestone button? Like, wait.
And promote milestone in it looks like that might be what we're using to trigger showing this thing, maybe.
So, yeah, this is the one that triggers it.
Right.
With the target. And I was just wondering if
you go back to your grab.
Why don't we move the button itself to view?
Yes, this is my exact question, right? Because here we have a mounting point, right?
We just move the button and modal in the same place and that's it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, GL modal reappends itself at the bottom, so.
The only problem is that we also have a different, second one, it seems.
Paul doesn't seem happy.
Oh, what? If project can admin group milestones. What is this? So we also have it in some action somehow. Has tooltip. Jeez.
Oh, if miles. Oh, is this like if you click on a? Oh, that might be if you click on a milestone.
No, I believe this might be like with labels that if you are on the group list of milestones, it shows you a milestone that's in a project and you can promote it from within that list.
Right, something like that. So I think the path of least resistance will be to just move the modal because it looks like we're manually adding click listeners to these buttons. So yeah,
Right.
ideally it'd all be in view, but I think we can move just the modal, but then just replace our listeners to.
No,
Just a
the
second.
problem is because it uses data toggle, and the whole thing of the exercise should be that we get rid of data toggle. Wait, is this using data toggle here? Level up.
I don't know if it really is because I think if you search like you did for that JS promote project milestone button, I think you'll see that we might not be using data toggle natively. Like we might be able to get around that.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Ugh.
I think so. I think it's a good thing. Like for us, I think we can just get rid of the modal. It's possible.
But it still uses data toggle, right?
I think we can just get rid of that. That looks like we might not be using it. Maybe not.
No, I mean it's like still. So you're saying if the question is, I still want to find it. I want to find where this is used, right? So that we can test it because we want to have screenshots as well, right? So where is
Sure.
this?
Yeah,
Is
we
this
can look for
milestone?
we could do a look for render milestone /milestone.
Milestone slash. Yeah, that's true. Render. No, RG, and we want to have render and
I usually
then,
do like render dot star milestones.
yeah, render dot star milestone.
I think it was milestones.
No, milestone. No, not the other way.
Yeah,
around.
right.
Group milestones. Milestone.
Yep. Oh, look, there's like a recursive milestone thing.
No, this is shared, right? App views dashboard milestones. So where app views groups milestones. So this is the groups one, right?
Yep.
But I don't see the promotion. Like,
Yeah.
if we go here in milestone, this looks the same, right? Ah, wait. Oh wow, this is like the most. Oh, okay. At least we know where it is.
Goes up.
Oh, geez. So, and you say let's try it. I mean, we can target container toggle.
We might be able to, but I mean, given the fact that we have a JS, like I think we could get by without it anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's not working right now, we can still add our listener to do this.
You're right. To be honest, like I would still be on the front of using it with
viewing the
moving
buttons.
it all to view, yeah, and just calling it a day. Because I think this file also is the file that instantiates the so it enables the buttons once. Oh, this is like really annoying. Okay, now I understand why the modal is different, because the modal has it's just one modal, but we mount like multiple buttons that do this, right?
Yeah, and I think that's cool, and I think we can do it.
Button. Okay, I mean let's just move the modal as you're saying. button set attribute. I just wonder where on the delete button click promote.
That delete button
But
click is weirdly named.
Yeah, that's like just like probably on promote button click, right?
Yeah.
And then where does it get it from? Milestone title, URL, group name. But it still doesn't open the modal. Yeah. So how would we open the modal? We probably just would use the event hub and send a event like to open the modal, right?
But at the same time, we have a reference to our view instance here. Like, why would use event hub? Why don't we just ping our view instance? Like with a method, you know.
With a ref.
Okay, so should we just create? So the thing also that's weird to me is like, why do we even have all of this stuff? Okay, makes sense. Instantiating the view thing, emit unmounted, off. We set modal props, set modal props. So would you just add a ref here? Is that possible?
You can. Yep.
And then we just call it promote milestone modal for.
Yeah. Or yeah. I think you would want to use camel case because you use them in the JavaScript.
Yeah, that's true. And then we probably want to define this a bit earlier, right?
Yeah, and I think like if we don't even have, if we're not even able to mount this thing, then we shouldn't even set up any of the buttons either. Like, so if we can't find this element,
we don't do it.
we should just return early if we can't find the element.
But the buttons, you mean you wouldn't add the event handlers, etc.
Because it's not going to do anything, right? So like on line 51, let's just return early. Like, let's do what line 53 is trying to do, and let's just return early if that thing's not found.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love returning early.
Oh.
Cool. Why is complaining is never reassign. Use const instead.
Yeah. Use const, man. Move the component down. Yeah, move the component down and do a const after the if.
The only question is like, because we have like these event handlers here before, like with this is very interesting, non how we usually do things way, right? But yeah, whatever.
It's the time where you do git blame and you see that it was pulled.
You mean git praise?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have an alias as praise IP?
No.
Okay.
It's git. Why did I do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, and you're saying that now with the ref props. So how would we now?
So you see, like here, what's interesting, you see that promote milestone modal.props is really just a we can just call that method directly from this component. Do you know what I mean? Rather than doing this roundabout thing, going to the event hub, let's just call the thing directly.
Wait, you mean here, like on promote button click, we are now doing promote component dot ref dot.
We could just call there's actually a method already living on it. Set modal props. It's not a refs. It's just set modal props.
You're going to call the component method externally, not from the component.
Yeah.
This is not good.
It's not good?
It's not good. Exposed, I mean, we can call our model show method if it has one. I believe it has one with via refs, but I mean, honestly, it looks like I would burn it down completely and write from scratch because it's like It's
Wait,
using
people.
Event Hub in such a weird way.
This is, you know, Natalia brings up a fantastically great point. Why aren't we just adding these like we can add these external DOM listeners on mounted rather than doing this roundabout thing of even setting it outside of here.
Wait.
But,
You mean like setting up the buttons inside the mounted, essentially?
Yes. And then being good citizens and also cleaning it up in the destroy.
Wait. On mounted, it removes disabled.
Yeah, what's kind
Okay, yeah.
of wonky here is if you like, let me see something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
like this is the only place these events are used is in this file. And so it's weird that we're tying things together in a very roundabout way using event hubs when let's just do it. I think what Natalia's talking about doing it inside the component makes a lot of sense.
yeah, let's just move all of those to the top again. And then probably the cool thing we can do is just like return here because whatever, we don't need to give it a name. So we have our event listeners now, right? You know what my fear is that they probably used it for testing somehow. If this thing is tested alone. Arrow function expected no return value? What? Did I do something wrong?
I think when we returned early, we want to now say return null.
Yeah, cool. Okay, button. So this is just the buttons. So once request finishes, okay, so the thing that this does is just like if the request starts, it disables the other buttons? No.
It looks like it adds a disable to that button because it looks based on the milestone URL.
Yes, you're right.
Which is interesting.
Oh, and it's using the data URL stuff. So it's basically clicking the button and then instead of using Axios, it uses the Rails UJS kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So if we're going back and looking at the buttons, those buttons are actually probably also have like a data method or something.
Yeah, on 52, they have the URL thing.
Yeah, there. That's a URL. And I mean, we need to pass in the URL, but do they have like a data method? I mean, where does the request actually get triggered?
If you go to on promote button click, you see that we actually set URL on line 38.
Line 38.
And then the roundabout thing we're doing here is we then.
So do we do the request in the modal? Or where do we do a request?
Promote request.
On submit. Okay. God, this is like really ugly. Like I would have at least expected the request to then also just happen on the other side, basically once you get a confirmation or something, right? You know.
Yeah, I would even, since promote milestone modals not used anywhere else, I would even, rather than doing all of our logic in the page init thing, let's do it in this component. The bit where we're looking and we're adding listeners to DOM and stuff, which isn't great view proper, but
do we need to add these listeners at the end of the day? Question mark. Like, are all of them really needed, or can we rework the architecture a little bit?
You mean like the listeners here?
All these event hub things that we are doing, right? We are setting the props of the modal itself. Can't we do that with normal view prop passing, for example?
I mean, what did I break?
What do you mean, Nico?
So we are setting props, right, based on event, isn't it? That the thing that we just moved on mounted, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just for the visible prop, this one, or for everything?
On line 61?
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, 61.
Yeah, so we have one component one modal. Based on what button clicks it, we're going to set the data, which it's then going to send to this child component.
This is the thing.
Yes, but who calls this event hub now? This is my question.
Right, and that's the issue here. Is like event hub is completely not necessary here. We really should just do, where we query for the buttons and call our internal component method here on mounted. I feel like.
So you're saying essentially, I mean, we need a click handler on the button, right?
Right, but doing it on mounted, because then we can also clean up when we destroy it for our tests. Like, I feel like we should do this in the component because components have a nice life cycle as well.
I mean, this is just a component as well, right?
Yeah, but we usually keep the initialization component bare bone because we don't test them most of the case.
Right.
So the thing is, you want to move the mounted hook here in all the logic, right? You want
Well,
to move
we could do it here, and we could tweak it and do it here, and then we can move it down if we want to.
I mean, to be honest, like I would do one of two things. So one of the things I would be doing is either we move everything to the view component, or we move like the submission stuff up, and then we can get rid of the event handler emitting and so on. Because we could also have a method here, right? That we just call whatever is the method, like submit promotion, right? And then we could, instead of having this here, we could define the event handler also as a method inside here, right? So this could like this on promote button click, and then we don't need to do the passing of the props and so on, right?
Right. I would say let's move it down then, because testing the .view file is going to be significantly easier than testing the .js file.
Okay, makes sense.
And also, like, you're just basically passing prop around like this because the model can be the single source of truth for this, the owner.
Yeah.
Okay, so
mounted
we have
a function.
Yeah,
you're good.
That's true. No, mounted is just copy pasted. Before destroy, right? Okay.
And that's actually a big deal when we test this too, because we're gonna need something that cleans itself up, and so doing it here is gonna be a lot more preferable.
What do you think about making them just a computed component? No, that probably doesn't work, right? Promote nice on buttons.
Oh. From where does it come, that one?
Yeah, from here.
It's to query selector.
Yeah, document query selector. I mean, we could make them get buttons. I don't know if it would work in a computer well with caching and so on, right? Because it's something that's
querying the DOM in a computed property doesn't really well.
Yeah. Okay.
This line 44.
Yes. This. Then we have the on promote button click. This is just like, so on submit. So here we have.
I think on promote button click is a good method for us to add.
Yeah. So just like this on. Sorry.
It was originally called on delete button click. Maybe we want to call it that.
Why?
I know. I'm joking. I'm picking at the code. I shouldn't do that.
Okay, so we have event current target, right? Then we don't need to emit this, right?
You don't need no, you can remove all the event up things, I think.
Yeah, I just want to have the logic here, right? Because we probably want to.
Let's replace what we're doing with props. We're going to actually set it here, right? We're going to have data here.
So the props needs to become data.
This is true.
Okay, props. Yeah, that's true. So we have data, right? And it's also a function. Return, and then we have milestone title.
URL and group name.
URL and group name.
Yeah, I think you'll need to give them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
after that.
Yep, thanks. And we just do this that, and this is an equal, oops, group name equals. I assume we don't go with object assign.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Yeah. So in this case, what we also want to do, or what they do with on request started, is like, the question is, do we just do this current button equals button? And we could just do button set attribute disabled.
What does on request started do?
On request started selects the thing with the same URL, right? So with the URL, you just click disables the button, and then if it was successful, remove the button. So,
but we already have access to the button because of the event target.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
But we need it for the handling then, right? So we would need it here, like
for the handler.
Like this current button. Oh, this is also funny that if it was successful, we're removing the disabled and then going to the URL.
So don't remove the disabled. Move on. Paul.
I mean,
I'm thinking. I feel fine.
Remove attribute. No, if it was not successful. Right. So it actually makes sense, right? So if it was not successful, yes, we just do like this current button. So this should work, right?
Yeah. Wait, you can probably remove the event limit.
It's as good as it was, I guess. No, it's better.
Do we have current button property in data initiated?
We will want to put current button in. Well,
yes, we just need to add it to data.
Otherwise it's
to be reactive.
Yeah, otherwise it's non-reactive. If you do this, if you assign a property on data that didn't exist on component creation, this is not reactive one.
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure we should. I mean, we should have it reactive. Just initiate it. Do it in the right way.
Yeah. It's already done.
Why is it red there and because the props?
Yeah. Let's get rid of the props. I also love like GL modal, deprecated modal. Who did this? Okay, this current button, I don't know why it's
complaining about this.
Oops, yeah. Yeah. Like this is fine.
No, you still got some squigglies on this.
This
assignment or function call, and it said saw an expression. I don't think it's that.
No. What?
No. Whatever. So we have the button click, right? We have the request started. We don't care. We don't need to have this event anymore. We can just, event hub. We can just get rid of this, right?
Oh, wait.
What?
Are we going to disable the button when we just click, like, show up the modal? Is that going to look weird?
It's behind the backdrop anyhow. It's the issue.
We're doing it once we start the promotion. So once the modal closes, we just do it like, so we do it on the request start, right?
Well, okay, that's previously we were doing it when the request was starting.
Yeah.
Now we're...
Whatever. I mean, it's very unlikely that we don't have the button, but
yeah, I think it's good. I like it.
Okay.
We could go really fancy and like have the button like assign itself as a watch it or something, but let's not do that. I think it's fine. Or watch for some sort of event emitting.
So here we just do. I'm just ignoring what you're saying.
That's good. That's fine. Totally do that.
I love you anyhow, right?
Thank you.
Okay, so here we just do button remove event listener and just this on promote button, right? So we clean up after ourselves.
Click I think you have to do click on the first.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so we are good here. So we are not using the event hub anymore. We're not using the event hub anymore.
You can remove data and methods from here.
Oh, but I bet we use
completely.
it for delete milestone.
So the interesting thing now is like we still, haha, so yeah, okay, no, that's good. No, okay, so no, I'm just babbling. We can remove the ref as well, right?
And the
props.
props.
And props.
Yeah, everything.
And components, because we don't need to do that indirection thing. We can just pass the component itself.
And create element.
Yeah,
Oh.
and create element, you don't need to register the component. You can just pass a component.
The component, yeah.
Yes, yeah, right. So we have just promote milestone modal.
And remove it from there.
Now this
Now
looks like
usual.
a good init file.
Ooh, yeah. So the only thing that we now do here is we actually get our GL modal. So we do import GL modal from.
Maybe first let's check if this one works.
Natalia has a good point.
Should it work? Because
I mean, it should, but
no,
maybe
it doesn't, because it does.
We haven't
data
shown the
toggling.
modal yet. We haven't
shown the modal yet.
So we
Yeah.
might need GL modal to do that very simply.
Yeah, let's just try it, because we have visible equals.
Does the prop on GL modal work? Okay.
Yes, it does.
That's the same. That's the same thing that I asked AP today. He said it's fine, it works. It didn't work for me yesterday. to be
Oh,
honest.
okay. When I tried a year ago, it didn't work, and then I haven't tried since.
So in our click handler, we also need to be like this.
I'm gonna look in the source code once again.
Equals true, right? Here we probably want to have. Can we have it finally? Whatever, right? This visible. I mean.
Yeah. Do finally. Yeah, we want to do it finally, right? You're gonna put in.
It's weird to visit the URL. You know.
So visible is not a prop, and it's
it is.
It's a data.
no in GL model. It's not
It
a
is
prop.
It is a prop.
Is it a bootstrap prop? Like, is it inherited from the bootstrap model?
But we don't spread it, and we don't do vbind. We do, but we bind that. Okay, all fine. We pass it as an at.
But it might be also like called. I don't know what it.
No, we pass it as an at. All
Right.
fine.
IP, if it doesn't work, I'm blaming visible. Is it working?
Seems
Looks
so.
like it.
Okay, there you go.
The other one.
Oh, something is weird.
Oh man.
It's just the styling. We lack the title, don't we?
Yes, so title is just this prop. So we have.
If you want to
Title.
use the slot, I think it's.
I don't want to use the slot because it should be just text, right?
Modal dash title, but anyhow, yeah.
So here, do I need to wrap it with the normal slot? No, right?
No.
It's just div, and we should be fine, right?
Yes.
And how are our primary buttons called? Like, is this the
What?
correct? This seems wrong, right? So how do I style our primary buttons?
You need to.
It sounds like a go to the storybook.
Yeah.
this,
So
to be honest, like the GitLab, the storybook is not really helpful for modals. Because at least in the examples, it's really weird, because you're like, hey, I want to see the example, and the example is just the code of the button that opens it. It's a bit weird.
Oh.
no, but so you need to pass an action primary prop,
look at
which
that
is
one.
an object with text and
Oh
attributes,
yes.
yeah?
Action primary.
Yes, and there is an example a little bit above if you change the example type. There you go. There you have it. That's actually action primary, what you need to pass.
If
Yeah,
you go
I
to
mean,
the
above,
source, go to,
right above example, that's piece chunk of text in the code. Yep,
This
that
one?
Yes.
This is like why? Okay,
oh,
cool. So we do action primary, and
Yeah,
it's
a column at the beginning.
and this is like action, right? And I don't know.
No.
Actions
Oh.
dot action. And
Yeah.
then because it's an object, I just don't.
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to.
yeah. I think it's gonna go down one more. I think you want
And
to move it up a curly brace.
upper curly brace because it's currently in the methods, right?
Yeah.
Action, and it's, what is it? Text. Oh,
Text
God,
and attributes.
There's an array of attributes.
Yes.
Okay.
Why is that like that? And what is this, like attributes? Oh gosh. Why?
Yeah,
Now
I was
it's,
asking why
object.
like 10 times.
You know, and this is like warning. No, probably it's, if you look at the buttons, it's not called warning anymore, but like tertiary Knuffeldrifts.
Tertiary category.
No, what? Oh, we have a warning variant. Okay,
Warning.
Yeah.
It is a warning.
Yeah. Good.
Warning. You're about to promote this milestone.
Yeah.
It'll get to the
Primary
milestone.
Action. Right. And on
91.
submit, we still have that. Whereas like,
Primary action on line 91.
yeah. So
Is
the
it,
only
is it
thing
called submit? Is the modal callback still called submit?
I think it's just
It's
primary.
at primary. Yeah.
At primary, right?
Yes, it's at primary.
Yeah.
But
At
double check
primary,
it.
yeah. Whatever.
Cool.
So let's try it. Okay. Do we solve this by just adding a no fade?
No fade. I would think that there's something else, like a page specific CSS that might be causing some strangeness.
So this is weird. So if you see it, look at it, the modal backdrop is just happening before.
Oh, is it because we still have the data toggle stuff on?
So we are
That could
toggling.
be.
And so it's
Yeah.
Bootstrap trying to do its thing, and then Vue Bootstrap,
Bootstrap.
Vue Bootstrap trying to do its thing.
Target, container. Oh, I hate how these are written. Is this correct?
No,
The-
once the
no, on the last line.
Yeah, you want it to be on 54, I think.
I don't want it to be at all.
Well, okay.
Okay, and then we just need to fix the other button and we should be good to go, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
wow.
need to write the test. That's what
Oh,
you're telling.
wow.
I assume it's, this is not good.
Because we removed the listener from everybody on the destroy of the model. We need to remove the listener.
What do you mean? Well, no, but our components should be mounted, and it's not going to be destroyed, right?
Well, that's true.
Let's look at the modal again. What do we do?
Is it not working if you click it? It's not working if you click again. I think this is visible. I think it's Visible's fault.
Visible is full.
I'm blaming Visible.
Yes, you're right, because yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. So we just need to be like at close equals. So we just do like.
No, just call refs.show. Okay.
What?
It's better with the prop though.
You think
The
so?
least we use ref, the more APM, because then you will find the code the this.ref.myelement.ref.myelement.ref my child element dot __ get prototype.
Yeah.
Stop.
Sometimes Visible doesn't work though.
What? What doesn't work?
I really feel like I've never been able to get this props on Modal to work, but I don't think I tried really hard. So I appreciate the effort, IP.
Yeah, I mean, Boolean props are the hardest.
They are. They're just so opinionated. It's like there's two buckets. And sometimes, oh, is it working now?
Yes.
Wow. So, can you use vModel? That's the bit that I don't think was working for me, because there is technically Bootstrap has a, technically we don't have to do it, but technically it has a.
No, you can't use vModel because GL model doesn't have the model attribute to remap visible to the GL model.
Got it. That's the bit
The-
that was I think
Yeah.
that I was always having issues with. But this is cool. Nice. I love it.
Does the
yeah,
actual action works now? Like, do we promote the thingy if we click?
oh yeah. that's good.
So the only thing that we still need is like, sorry for, we just need also the boring, like, why is the secondary action just gone? Like,
The cancel button.
yeah, the cancel button, because we had a cancel button before, right?
I thought we had one. I think we have to just say action cancel true.
No, it's
Do
the
we
same
have
as
to tell
action
it what to?
primary.
Do we have to tell it what to do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's cool. And we have to tell it that it's going to close the modal and stuff.
Well, that's we're already doing, right?
I guess so.
Action secondary. Yeah.
Oh no, but don't we want to do action cancel? There's an action cancel.
Yeah, I
prop, it
was
looks
going to
like.
say the same. Should be action cancel.
You
yeah.
have one. You have one more reference you need to update.
Yeah.
On line 100. Yeah.
We need to write a book. This is like legacy code.
It's yeah, I mean, can't be legacy
This is
because we
alright.
just introduced it, right? I mean, this also already feels like legacy code, even though we just introduced the modal. By the way,
No, this is okay. What it was before, it was not okay. I mean, we got rid of Event Hub. We don't have events anymore. We don't have subscription and stuff. The only nasty thing that we are doing is attaching listeners with unmounted. But
what is now happening?
I'm telling you, man, these props.
try to refresh the page.
So it's not secondary, it's cancel as well.
Ah, okay. You got me.
Yeah,
Cancelled. There is cancelled.
oh,
And I
man.
think there is no close event, so you can remove that.
Yes, there is, my friend.
Oh,
Because
the
if
one
you just
coming from
click on it.
Bootstrap. Yeah.
No, it's when you click the X on the top right.
In why is that documented?
Because we don't pull in the documentation from Bootstrap view for events and stuff. Yeah. And it's also, you know, we have close, cancel, hide. There are a few others that are all related to closing, and depending if you prevent the event, you can actually prevent the closing of the modal. It's a bit confusing in Bootstrap.
Yeah.
But this looks all right.
Do we have some padding issues on stuff?
Do we?
Let's try to promote it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yes. Which one did you
It's
pick?
still disabled. It's still disabled, and it's promoted.
Wow.
Well, it doesn't even go to the. It just stays on the page. That's also funny.
And that's nice because I might want to, like, you know,
Promote more.
Promote another one.
yeah.
That's now we need to check that the promotion from within the header works fine,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's gonna work, no problem.
It works no problem, probably.
But to remove the target, the Bootstrap
target,
thing.
the container, and the toggle.
That disabled true, is that all right?
Yes, because we only want to, unbalanced brackets. Because the how do you call it?
I think it's 'cause it doesn't
modal
like it.
itself.
Yeah.
The modal itself enables it, right? Oh,
Mhm.
Unbalanced brackets. Wait, what's the problem now? Data.
I think it's not liking. I think you may want to.
What is that?
You may need to put 18 on its own.
Yes, that's true. I need to. I hate this. You know, I think after 4 lines, you need to move it into the controller or something that you can just use it as a.
On an helper, sometimes.
See, in the beginning it's disabled, and then the modal itself enables it.
When it's ready to be clicked.
Yeah,
Whoa,
obviously when it looks nice, right? Promote.
Does it take us? Oh, it takes us to milestones. So that's interesting. All right.
But why? Is this correct that it sends us back? You were already on the promote page. If I was a UX person, I would like eat my fingers. You were there, right? You are in details of this thing. Because it doesn't exist anymore.
But at least it has a link so that you can get to the milestone. So I'm fine with that. So this works. Does it have any tests? Yes,
yeah.
it does. Oh, jeez.
But
I have to get rid of my Christmas tree in about 5 minutes. So I will just have a look because today Nico taught me how to write these tests with the new test utils. Because I just came back from, I don't know how many months of leave without writing a view test. And then you go on the view test utils page and it's like, this method is deprecated and this method is deprecated.
Yep.
All the methods are deprecated. But yeah, I assume that at least here it's the only question I would have, how would you do the buttons in these tests?
I would set a HTML fixture on a top
Fixture.
level before each.
Yeah.
And then using that to trigger the events.
That's cool.
I think it's really doable. If you want to push this up, and then I could check it out and start writing some tests if you need, or if someone else wants to drive, or I don't even know what time it is. Oh, we have 5 more
4
minutes
minutes
left.
left.
4, yeah.
Let's just check out -b my
A grade.
effector milestone.
This was great. I'm so happy how simple our entry point code is.
Yes.
Our logic is nicely contained in the component, which cleans itself up. It's great. I would like to know, like Natalia, like seeing a large plethora of Vue code, and like we've been doing Vue for a while. We're still in this spot where we're like 1 foot in Vue, one couple of feet still back in Haml. How do you feel like seeing these components that do document query selector and like other things like that?
I mean,
want to cry.
it's definitely, I want to cry, but in this case, query selector is lesser evil comparing to what we've been doing with all the event hubs there, and still using query selector. So in this case, when we need to listen to the external code, I mean, if you use query selector to select that button within the component, I would complain. If you use query selector to select something outside the application, I mean, what should we do?
Yeah, I like that distinction. And when I've had conversations about like what I like having components encapsulate that. And sometimes people have interpreted like we shouldn't ever do document query selector in a component. But I like what you're saying is we're not doing it within Vue. We have to communicate outside of our application somehow. But encapsulating a component is really powerful. I feel like
this is the most powerful thing already.
Ooh, wait till we add some tests.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like the code itself, became easier to read, and it's not like Event Hub. You have to jump between 2 files, like what is actually happening. It's all happening.
What was so
in one
crazy
file.
is this was within the same file.
Yes, Event Hub in the same file. Yeah. I mean, once you discover how a bus works, right, you just use it all the time.
Yep.
The only thing that I want to do is stop the pipeline because it's guaranteed to fail, and I want to save the planet.
That's why we removed event hubs from Vue documentation at some point, because people were discovering it, and I think since 2018, and people still use them because they got used to event hubs.
I mean, in some weird cases, they can help. So for example, I was reviewing an MR where like every button of a dropdown somewhere in YAML, somewhere actually Vue.js things, triggering an app somewhere else, completely somewhere else in the code. Well, how you want to do that? Yeah. If you say you just rewrite the menu, they're like, yeah, but this is like a few million changes. I won't.
And to be honest, in this case, I think I kind of like the architecture a little bit, not because we just came up with it, but the problem is I imagine now that we would have packaged the button in the Vue app. First, we would have needed 2 kinds of buttons. And secondly, we would have ended up with like dozens of modals, and that you are not able to see, and that are bad, from a perspective of, hey, you have like unnecessary DOM elements and stuff like that, right?
Yes,
We sometimes
yes.
have that. We, for example, have that if you look at code, we have like I think every line here, like, so for example here, like this little anchor icon is an icon that we actually add on every line and just show on hover. And if you have like 20,000 lines or 5,000 lines, you end up with like a ridiculous amount of icons and stuff like that. And
Yeah, we actually have a yeah, this has come up before, and I strongly encourage us to try to find ways for modals and things that are kind of like, from a design perspective, we should just have one of them. Like, oh man, Natalia and Nico both, I didn't get to say goodbye. They just left. Anyways, and I know you got to take care of your Christmas tree. So
yeah, it's fine. It's a friend. Let me see what he wrote. Yeah. Okay. My friend actually isn't here yet. So he just asked me whether I, dedecorated the Christmas tree, and yeah.
is it a real tree?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop recording.